everybody, I'm Lily.
And I'm Nolan.
And we're going to be answering some of the questions that you guys asked on my TikTok. Okay, so as you know, by the title of the video, we're going to be doing a Q&A. And the first question that I want to answer is how we met. So Nolan, take it away.
Yeah, so we officially met in 6th grade social studies class. And then she joined our church and we became closer through a teen group and stuff.
And then he offered to help with my YouTube channel and it was really nice, so fuck off.
Okay, now I'm going to be answering some questions.
I'm gonna whack myself. Okay. Okay, just set that right there. What is your favorite and least favorite tic of mine? Would you be quiet?
That's a really hard question. I know my least favorite tic is like when we're just like walking and you just like accidentally like punch me. Like it doesn't ever hurt me, but it's just funny.
Yeah.
My favorite tics, to me, like all of our tics are like the same. Like if it's ever something funny, we both laugh. Yeah. I don't have a favorite tic, but I definitely have a least favorite tic.
Okay. Do any of my tics catch you off guard? Weakest.
Yes, definitely. I know she has tics, but it always catches me a little off guard.
Especially the cursing ones.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes we'll just be eating it. Like she puts her food in my face.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. So those
never take my food. If I have that tic and I offer you my food, don't take it. I swear. Okay, are you Kyle?
I'm not Kyle.
A lot of people ask that.
Yeah, a lot of people
ask that.
A lot of people
Would
were
you be
hoping
quiet?
I would be Kyle, but I'm not Kyle.
Sorry to disappoint.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your first thought of my tics? Like, hi.
Well, I first heard about it like over the pandemic, so like we weren't like hanging out during that time, and so like my mom was like explaining it to me.
Would you
so
like a fisting?
I was definitely a little worried. And whenever I like got to see Lily in real life, like after the pandemic, she's still Lily. Like we still have fun.
I'm pretty sure the first time that you saw me with the tics was on a hike. Was that it? Okay, and then on the hike, my tics were really good just because I was walking and exercising. My tics are always a lot better when I'm doing that. So they weren't as bad when you first saw me, so we kind of got to warm up to them a little bit, which was nice. Okay. Do you most of the time just ignore my tics?
Yeah.
Titties.
I always try to ignore her tics. But if something ever funny happens, like, and you can't help but laugh, like, it's fine if you laugh. But I always try to ignore them so she doesn't feel uncomfortable or anything.
Would you be quiet? Okay. Do you have tics too? A couple people were wondering.
I do not have tics. But I have a friend with tics.
Fancy. Because he's dead. No? Okay. What is the funniest tic-related memory? Would you like a kiss? Oh.
We were all playing a board game called Catchphrase. And Catchphrase is like whenever there's a word on this little thing. And you have to try to get people...
Tampon!
Get your teammates to say that word by you just describing it.
Would you like a kiss?
And I forget who's describing it, but someone was describing it and they said like,
you put this in water?
Yeah, you put this in water.
And then my tics
just yelled, tampons! And that was definitely a really funny moment.
Yeah, and then after that, I kept having that tic over and over again. When people were just describing something completely unrelated, it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was really,
Would you like one?
Really funny.
Nope, I got it. Beans, would you be quiet? Okay. What is it like to be in public with me? Would you like a fist?
I mean, whenever you're like accidentally flipping people off, like we sometimes get like looks and stuff, but I always have fun with her in public. Like we were at the football game, she was like cheering for the other team and stuff.
Yes, my tics would say "Yas Queen" every single time the other team scored. Oh, it was hilarious. Okay.
And
would you be quiet?
When we were walking to this ice cream shop called The Wits, these people were sword fighting in the park, which is really random. But she kept on cheering for the people who were sword fighting, and that yeah, it was funny. And so it's always a lot of fun being with her in public. But yeah, sometimes people are like a little weirded out.
Beans.
If they know she has tics, they don't mind.
Would you like one? Okay. And the last question that these people had was, did she develop tics after you met?
Yes.
Would you like a fist? So yeah, we met in the 6th grade, and then I developed tics over quarantine in July of 2020. So, fun. I actually had a few questions, or well, 1 or 2, for Nolan that were not on there. So, so when your mom was describing to you, like, my tics, what exactly did she say? And, like, how did you figure out?
Well, first she told me, like, that you had Lyme disease. And she said that it's
Would you like one?
developed into, like, Tourette's, sort of, and tics. And, like, they, like, weren't just, like, normal, like, tics, like, humming or something. Like, I have some friends, like, I have another friend with Tourette's, and they, like that sometimes. But she said, like, she developed, like, cursing tics and stuff. And so it was definitely something I've never heard of before. Yeah, so I was just curious if she was okay.
Would you like one? Okay, fancy. I had one more question. When you first saw me after your mom telling you that I had tics, what did you expect exactly?
I expected you to, like, just, like, if you accidentally did something, you'd be like, oh, S-H-I-T, or just like that.
Would you be quiet?
Just like people who curse all the time, like, you just, like, started cursing, just at little things. Not, like, just, like, random things.
Yeah.
Just cursing at, like, things that are happening.
Would you like a fist stick? Theo gets to say hi. That was a tick. Okay. Okay, first question.
Okay, what are tics?
Tics are involuntary vocalizations, movements, or thoughts. Kind of like intrusive thoughts they can be. And they're completely out of my control. I can suppress them to a certain extent, but most of the time I can't even tell what I'm gonna do until I've actually done it. So it's completely involuntary. And about 1% of the population struggles with tics, and about 20% of the population has at least one tic in their life. Okie next question.
Okay, second question. How were your tics at the orthodontist, like when you got your braces and stuff?
That was fun. Okay, I have a story with this too. Okay, when I went into the orthodontist to get my braces put on initially, it was a very good tic day for me, and it was in the morning, and in the mornings my tics are usually better anyways. So I went in and I got seated and I told her that I had tics, and she was like okay with it. And I can suppress a little bit, so while she was working in my mouth, I would just redirect my tics to my arm, or I would redirect them to like my nose or something and do a nose scrunch instead of like biting her or something. And it was pretty easy, so when she would go to get another band, I would let all my tics out that I needed to. And then I would suppress when she was actually working in my mouth. But at one point, my tics said, "I'll bite you." And she just laughed. It was really funny. I never actually did bite her, but I did nibble on her finger a little bit, like very lightly as a tick. But yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
Oops. Would you like one?
Next question. Who is Kyle?
Okay. So when I first got that tick, I had no idea who Kyle was. It was probably from the Vine, where the dude's like, "What is up, Kyle?" Next question.
Next question.
Would he be?
Have you tried medications?
Yeah, I'm actually on a lot of medications right now, but the first medication that I went on, it made me really nauseous and it made me like very dizzy when I would stand up and stuff. So I went off of it, and now we're just trying a bunch of different things to try to help them.
Okay. The next question is really interesting, and I didn't know about until today. How does the full moon affect your tics?
Okay, so yeah. My doctor is theorizing that I have some parasites too that have the life cycle of the moon. So on the full moon, my tics are worse sometimes, which is really weird. But yeah, a few people have noticed that before.
What triggers your tics?
Okay, so oh my goodness, actually filming videos triggers my tics. because I'm seeing myself tick in the camera, and my brain just kind of associates my phone with tics since I have the TikTok educating people on tics all the time. So that's fun. Any strong emotion also triggers my tics. So if I am really angry or really excited or really anxious, anxiety is probably the worst trigger for my tics. Like, yeah, my tics will get a lot worse with high excitement. They will also be triggered by turtles. I don't know why, but every time I see a turtle, like even if I haven't had a tic related to turtles in months, I'll just start randomly ticking a lot over a turtle. So yeah, I don't know why, but turtles.
Okay, next question. How do you feel about people laughing? How do you feel about people laughing at your tics?
I don't mind as long as it's like not a harmful tic for me. If I'm obviously like struggling or like hitting myself, you're not gonna like point at me and laugh, and I'm not gonna feel good about that. But if I say something funny, even I laugh sometimes, so I don't mind it at all. I honestly kind of like it because it's making somebody smile. So, would you like a fisting? Sorry.
You're good. Do certain tics develop from different things? Okay,
so a lot of my tics are Vine related, like the Kyle one. I'm pretty sure that's where that tic came from. Would you like one? And I've had a lot of tics in the past from Vines and stuff, but most of the time my tics just come out of nowhere. They don't exactly have a certain origin point. And a lot of times I'll get tics from other people with tics. I don't really know how that works. I could do some research and I could try to answer that better in another video.
Do certain people trigger certain tics?
Yes, it's really weird. Because, okay, so my mom gets the worst of my spanking tic. My sister gets the worst of like just getting hit in the shoulder. And then there's my grandma. She gets the worst of my would you be quiet tic. And Bridget, triggers one, which is another friend of mine, where I say, let me think of it 1 second. Okay, so my friend Bridget gets the worst of my would you like a fisting one, but now that one has just become so common that I kind of forgot. It was mostly triggered by seeing her. It's just completely random, though. It's weird.
Do some foods trigger tics?
So for a lot of people, caffeine and high sugar foods will make their tics worse. For me, that doesn't really happen because coffee doesn't do a whole lot for me. But if I eat a bunch of junk food, my tics are usually a little bit worse than they would be if I just stick to whole foods and stuff like that. So yeah, tics can be triggered by food. It's weird.
Have you ever met somebody else with tics?
Yes, I have one friend. Her name is Riley. And she also has tics, and we got together and we were setting off each other's tics so bad. Like we could hardly get a word in without ticking. It was kind of funny, and it was really fun to also get to be around somebody with tics. But I haven't seen her in a really long time. Oh my goodness.
Okay, next question.
Would you like one?
Do you tic when you're going to sleep?
When I'm trying, 1 second. Sorry. When I'm trying to actually fall asleep, my tics usually calm down a lot. So most of the time, no, but it depends. If I'm having a bad day, sometimes my tics will act up a bit when I'm trying to fall asleep. But then when I actually get to sleep, they go away.
Okay. Do you tic in your dreams?
Sometimes. A lot of the times, if the dream is about, like if I have tics in my dream, the dream is about my tics, or it's a nightmare about my tics. One time I had a nightmare. My gym teacher got a substitute, and my tics like yelled at the substitute to F off, and the substitute got really mad at me. That was like a nightmare related to my tics. But since then, they've kind of just become more common in my dreams, just like here and there. It's weird. So yeah.
If someone says,
would you be quiet?
If someone says a tic, can that trigger that tic?
Yes. If somebody says one of my tics around me, comments one of my tics, or if I even think of that tick, it can trigger that specific tick to happen, but it doesn't happen like that every time. It's just kind of random. Ha! So yeah, if somebody says my ticks, I'm more likely to say those ticks.
Do some ticks, like,
Would you like one?
go away?
Yeah, I've had a lot of ticks come and go. So sometimes how it works for me is about once a month I'll have a really bad tick day. Mostly it's vocal ticks. And I will get a bunch of new ticks, and those ticks will fuse with older ticks. So like I used to have an It's Your Mom tick, and then I got a Ding Dong tick. And those two fused together to form Ding Dong, It's Your Mom. And now like I have that as a ha as a tick sometimes. It's really weird. And sometimes ticks will just go away completely and I won't have them for a really long time. And sometimes they'll go away and then I'll get them like 2 months after I last had them. So yeah. Would you like one?
Do teachers/parents get mad when you swear?
No. If they understand my ticks, which my mom does, and she's explained it to the only teacher that I've had in person, they don't get mad. And it'd be kind of illegal to get me in trouble for having a tick, because that is discrimination against a disabled person, because I can't control what I say at all.
Do you have tick?
Yes.
Do you have ticks when you aren't talking?
Would you be quiet? Yeah. So I'll just be watching YouTube sometimes and I'll tell somebody to F off for no reason. A lot of the times when I'm not talking or not like focused on doing something, I'll just have ticks. But if I'm focused, sometimes they'll be better. So it depends. But yes, I still have ticks when I'm not talking or doing anything.
How do you get,
Would you be quiet?
How do you get full sentence ticks?
They're just complex ticks. I get them like any other tick. A lot of the times it will be a result from my ticks, from new ticks and old ticks fusing. Like I said, the Ding Dong, It's Your Mom tick. Those were 2 ticks that fused, and a lot of times that's how I get sentence ticks. But sometimes I can just get a sentence tick as a tick, like randomly, like any other tick.
Did you know?
Kisses. Would you like one?
Did you know what it was when the ticks first started?
No, I actually didn't. I'd never seen or heard of ticks before, and so it was freaking me out. We were at a family reunion and I was really anxious. And I went to my mom and she knew what ticks were and she kind of eased my mind about it. But yeah, I didn't exactly know what they were when they first started, and then I started doing research pretty quick after I got them. Would you like one?
Why did your ticks start?
What the fuck? They started because I got Lyme disease. I was walking in the woods, most likely behind my house, and I got a tick bite that fell on me, and I got Lyme disease and Bartonella with that, which is known to be very neurological. And so that got into my brain and caused inflammation, which also caused PANS, and PANS causes ticks. And Lyme disease is known to also mimic Tourette's, so that's why I got ticks. My shirt. Okay. If you like the music behind this video, Nolan actually made that, and he has a whole YouTube channel where he makes lo-fi remixes, and it's really cool. I left a link down in the description if you want to go to subscribe to him too.
It would really help.
He's also been really helping me with my YouTube channel a lot too, and I probably wouldn't have even started if he hadn't offered to help. So thank you, Nolan.